Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Lisa with Candles by Sincerely Ice Blue. On this channel, we talk about making candles, selling candles, and everything in between, everything that it takes to get it done, all the good, the bad, the ugly, the happy, the fun, all of it. If you're interested in any of those things, be sure to click on the subscribe button, become part of our community, and let's grow and learn together. Today's video is going to be short and to the point. All we're going to do is talk about making a whipped topping that went on top of one of my coffee candles. This candle is my Leprechaun Java, and it was inspired by an Irish coffee. When you think Irish coffee, you think of going out, getting a coffee, not a candle, getting a coffee that has some whipped cream on top and looks and tastes fantastic. So we created the same thing in one of our candles. And we're going to talk about just how to make that little whipped topping part today. Then maybe you'll want to incorporate the same thing into one of your coffee candles, or if you have one that's a hot chocolate, or maybe just get creative on your own. Let's get started. So today what we're going to be doing is mixing up a whipped topping so they look more like an Irish cream coffee you would get if you were out for the holidays. Using our double broiler, we melted 8 ounces of wax, and now we're waiting for it to cool so that we can whisk it up to make it fluffy so that it looks like whipped topping. One thing you do not want to do is add fragrance. You just simply want to whisk your wax to make it fluffy like whipped cream. Still waiting for it to cool. Still has not cooled quite enough to make it fluffy. It's starting to harden, but it's not solidifying. Okay, now we're scooping the wax up and we're putting it in a little container that we use when you're decorating cookies or cakes, little icing tube. And now we're using the little tube to just put that little tiny dab of frosting on top of each of the cups of coffee so that it looks more like the Irish cream coffee. Now you want to do this just right around the wick. You want to go slowly so that it comes out with a nice pretty pattern. All right, you can see we added the frosting to all of the different mugs. Now we're taking what we have left and we're just adding a little dab to our tea lights. One thing to keep in mind is you do have to note that this is going to change the weight of your candle wax. After we got the whipped topping all done, we crushed up some of the brown wax into real small chunks. Sprinkled it on top just like chocolate sprinkles. You might have some wax left over, which we did, and we just kind of stuck it in a separate small bowl to be used at a later date. Looks good enough to eat. So that's it. It's quick, it's easy to do. The steps are pretty simple. You're just going to take your plain wax, you're going to melt it. You got to wait for it to cool, which does take a while, as you saw in our video. You're just going to whisk that up. And then once you get it whisked, you're going to put it in something that allows you to put it around the top so that it's frosting. Now, to get the little sprinkles, there's 2 things you can do. You can just buy packages of the sprinkles already made and just crush them up more, which is what we did. But it was also recommended to me that I can just take some of this leftover frosting mix and mix the brown in it, or when I make the candle itself, mix the brown in it, put it in a paper cup like a Dixie cup. After it cools, you can pull that paper off and then crush it up and chop it up and make the sprinkles. So that way, if you are using a liquid dye, you still have a way to make yourself those sprinkles for the top. All right, that's it for today. If you liked what I had to say, if you enjoyed learning about making whipped topping, don't forget to click on that subscribe button, join our community. Let's have some more fun together. And until next time, live your dreams out loud.